And now, Kmdt presents Geek Blast. Here are your hosts. Mike.
Described as a creepy-ass cracker.
Dave.
Let me tell you something. I am God.
Tooms.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I'm going to be honest. I hate this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. I must get out of here. I must get free.
Losers!
I'm bringing the party to you.
All right, and welcome to Kmdt Geek Blast. And we're going to take a caller here already. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Michael?
No, Michael, they seem to be having some technical difficulties on this. You're talking to Brendan. You're talking to Stinkfist, the man behind the curtain. What's your question?
Hi, Brandon.
Hello.
Hey!
We were experiencing technical difficulties. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, guys, you got a call already.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty ass backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Brandon. No disrespect to you. How's Michael?
Is this my Mary?
Yes, it is.
Doing Mary?
Okay, guys, you got to get right to the show here, okay?
Yeah, we just started, so thanks for calling in. Love you.
Oh,
Listening.
Keep listening.
All right.
Okay, that was highly unusual.
Yeah, we
I
had
don't
some
understand
technical
why
issues
that
there.
happened. Yeah, but you probably should have put the hold on phone there, Stingfist. I mean the phone on hold there. But anyway, yeah, so I'm Toombs. Across from me is Mike, and to
I'm
my right
Dave.
here is Dave. We have a fun-filled, jam-packed Dirty Jersey extravaganza tonight. Basically, Mike's going to talk about some upcoming movies in Star Wars. Dave's going to talk about Jim Starlin, which is a big hero of mine, actually, in the cosmic Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
He's also going to talk about crossovers and something Batman-ish. And I'm going to talk about Diablo 3 on consoles and gaming for the elderly. But David, if you'd like to start off with that.
Wait, gaming for the elderly?
Gaming for the elderly and what the effect is on the elderly. We'll get into that a little bit later, though.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Wait,
I would
Toombs,
have never
is-
thought you went there.
Toombs, was this a study that was released?
Yes, it was.
Hey, it looks like we're getting another caller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
well,
we
guys,
started.
you start the show. We'll get to the callers in a little while.
We'll get
Yeah,
to
that's
that
what I
in a
was
while.
hoping. Okay. Go ahead, baby. What you got?
So
on Jim
I'm
Starlin?
highlighting Jim Starlin as my comic book writer / artist.
Man, that's quite a genius.
Yes, just because of the fact that a lot of the movies that are going to be coming out in the next couple of years from Marvel are, make him relevant because he co-created a lot of these characters. So he's best known for his cosmic tales and space operas, and he helped revamp the characters Captain Marvel and Adam Warlock for Marvel in the early 70s. He also was co-creator of the characters Thanos, Drax the Destroyer, Gamora, and a little less known character, not really in the cosmic universe, but Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. One of my personal favorites because I love Kung Fu movies and stuff.
Man.
In the 80s, also, Starlin went to work for DC. He wrote some of the stories for Legion of Superheroes. He did a pretty cool Batman story. He also helped co-create the cosmic character Mongol for DC. He also has done some stuff in the not really in the big two, some more independent stuff for a company called Epic. He created a character called Dreadstar, basically, which was a super violent, graphic novel that he was able to deal in the death and suicide, because that's what a lot of his stories all revolve around: death, suicide, and the entity of death.
Yeah, which
so
is very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
very dark. And for me, I like dark, and
Me too.
he
Me
also
too, my friend.
instrumental in the storyline of Infinity Gauntlet, anything that followed Infinity Gauntlet. So you're talking about Crusade,
Yep.
War, Abyss, Thanos, The End. And the fact that he co-created Thanos, he's done a lot of stuff with Thanos. So it's, me and you, Toombs, we love that character.
I
so,
love the cosmic universe, my friend. And Starlin pretty much put it on the map.
Oh yeah,
You know what
no
I mean?
doubt, no doubt.
So you were saying, did Starlin actually go from Marvel to DC back to Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He did
Interesting.
that. He did started his career in the early 70s with Marvel.
With Marvel, then
And then in the 80s, he went to work for DC.
and then back in the early.
And then I want to say mid 80s to early 90s, he went back to Marvel.
Very cool.
And at the same time, the whole time, publishing, having his work published in other comic book mediums too. Because you have like the whole magazine format and a lot of independent companies that he worked for. Just recently, I think he's done some work for Dynamite, which is the Alex Ross company.
So he's still working.
Oh yeah, he's still out there. He's still out there working, as far as I know. Now the other interesting news, which is nothing to do with Starlin, because that's it for Starlin. He's done.
This is actually pretty cool.
This is actually very interesting, and it kind of shows you how serious writers and artists take their craft, in my opinion, when it comes to the comic book writer and artist. They're very passionate people.
Right.
The creative team of the new 52 Batwoman book, basically they quit because DC would not allow the character of Batwoman to get married. Now, it just so happens that she's a lesbian, okay? The character of Batwoman is a lesbian.
Oh, wow.
All right? So, but they would not let her get married in...
She's still Barbara Gordon?
No, you're talking about... That's Batgirl.
I'm sorry, go ahead, yeah.
And Barbara Gordon is Batgirl now anyway. Again, she's not crippled anymore. With this whole new 52...
She's not crippled anymore. It's
well,
amazing.
right. The whole new... the DC movement of the new 52, basically last year, they decided to pull the plug on their old universe. Plug it in new and make their characters relevant in today's comics.
Right.
Which, so far, from what I hear from a lot of different guys, because I'm already being quoted as saying I'm a self-proclaimed Marvel guy.
Right.
I don't really follow DC too much. Very select characters I
But you
love.
still know your.
But I still know comics, and I try to, I like to
you know
read.
your
So
DC.
when I want to read something cool and it's not the normal, I'll go check out some DC stuff or some Image stuff or whatever. But but they wouldn't let them get married in the book. So the creative team said, you know what? If you're not going to let us basically do what we want, we quit. They're basically boicotting.
And you said
DC.
she's a lesbian.
She's a lesbian.
Well,
right?
Dave, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Is it strictly... Did they not allow her to get married just because they don't want her married, period? Doesn't
that's
matter
what
if she's
I'm
a lesbian?
wondering.
Or is it because she's a lesbian?
I'm going to lean more toward, I don't honestly
I would think
know.
it's more gay marriage than anything.
I don't know
Probably.
the actual reason why, all right? I don't know. I'm not in their head, but all I can do is guess. And I'm going to say it kind of goes back to DC trying to be new, but at the same time, still hold that core old school value system. Because you got to think.
Old-fashioned value
Old-fashioned.
system.
And that's always been DC's forte, I mean, back in the day, when Sandman, the issue of Sandman was coming out, let me think, somewhere in the 90s, I want to say, there was an issue of Sandman where Neil Gaiman, the writer, wrote an issue called The Serial Killers Convention. And in that issue, there was a character that was supposed to be masturbating. And supposedly, DC came down and said, characters that are in the DC universe do not masturbate. So, I mean, as much as they want to move forward and make themselves relevant, I don't think it's going to be that easy for them.
Well, I
So
mean,
that's where I'm at with that,
I would be surprised if it's because she's a lesbian, because they just had one of their characters come out and proclaim himself gay.
And I think that's Batwoman.
No, I thought it was the original Green Lantern. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, Hal Jordan?
Green Lantern.
No, not Hal Jordan. I'm
He's
sorry.
the original
Hal
one.
Jordan.
No,
is the
Flash. I think it was the Flash. Wally West or something like that.
Oh, the second Flash.
Right.
No, wait, no.
I
The
thought it was Green Lantern.
Wally West is the first Flash, I think. And I think
Well, anyway, if you know the
I don't-
answer to
I
that,
don't
call 201-580-3712.
All I can say is don't drop the soap, man.
Yeah.
Don't drop the soap.
And the other things I wanted to mention in comics right now, not that I'm angry about it, but I just wish that Marvel would get away from crossovers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It makes things a little confusing. It does.
It makes things expensive for your average
That
comic
too.
book reader.
That
I mean,
too.
comics aren't cheap these days. They're not, 75 cents or $1.50 anymore. They're almost $4.
Right.
And when you're doing these mega crossovers where they're involving 7, 8, 9, 10 titles, that's a lot of money to try to keep up with a storyline, even though, and most of the time, there's a core book out anyway that tells the core storyline. So, I mean, it's cool that everything intertwines. It's one of the things I love about Marvel, but at the same time, I wish they could do it in a fashion that doesn't seem so expensive all the time.
Well, I like back in the day when there's only usually like 1 or 2 out on a book.
Right. They did it once or twice a year.
Like when Infinity Gauntlet was out, Silver Surfer would tie into a little bit, and then you'd have something else tying into it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at the 80s trend of it, they did Secret Wars. In Secret Wars, they did a lot of that stuff, but at the same time,
I think we have a caller, guys.
do we have a caller?
Let's take this caller. Caller, you're on Geek Blast. What you got to say?
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Good, it's Mickey.
Hey, Mick.
Hey, the Green Lantern stuff, it's the original Green Lantern from, like, the 40s.
Oh, okay.
Under the new DC stuff, it's called Earth 2. He's the gay character. They came out that he was gay. He had a boyfriend. He gave him a kiss, and that's about the last they touched on it.
Right.
Now they've got this whole storyline going with Batwoman, and she proposed to her girlfriend in issue 17, who's a Gotham City police officer.
Okay.
And the storyline was going along pretty good. And all of a sudden they won't let them get married, so the team walked off as of issue 26 as their last issue. And I saw on Twitter that the girl that writes Batgirl is commenting on what is DC doing because they broke up Superman and Lois Lane.
Right.
They've broken up Flash and his wife, Iris. And they're just kind of eliminating any kind of the couples. And I don't even know if it's a matter of making it relative. It's hard to tell what they're doing because 1 minute they're going to go cutting edge and try something new. And then all of a sudden they get afraid about what they're doing.
Yeah, they get scared of it and back off on it. Right.
Oh, unbelievable. All of a sudden it's like they start thinking, oh, maybe this won't work in a movie or something. Where Marvel has gone out and had North Star from the X-Men and Alpha Flight get married even.
Yeah,
and that was one of their big selling issues.
Well, Mickey, didn't North Star come out in the 90s and say he was gay?
Oh, yeah, he came out years ago, but they finally gave him a boyfriend and they had him marry him. And
I remember that.
That had mainstream press everywhere. That's all they talked about.
Yeah, I remember that. Actually, I think I have issues too.
So DC starts doing something really good because I've always been a diehard Marvel fan.
Yeah, that
But
much I know.
since they redid this relaunch, I'm covering probably 75% of the DC books because it's just unbelievably how good they're doing it.
Yeah,
and then Marvel did a half-ass version where they said, "Oh, we're going to relaunch some books," and it's really turned me off to Marvel because I said, "Well, they don't have the guts to jump in there."
Right.
Yeah, but they've already jumped in there, though.
No, kind of. All right, they relaunched some of the X-Men, some of the Avengers. They should have just wiped it all clean and start fresh. Everyone issue 1. DC really had the nerve to jump forward and do something and make themselves relevant. I mean, I have a few friends that own comic book stores. You go to their stores, they're selling 4th prints, 5th prints of DC books.
Right.
They're not selling out on Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but here's the other thing too. I mean, it's really like the fact that DC needed to do that.
I totally agree they needed to do it, but I think Marvel did too. I mean, I've been reading Marvel since the mid-'60s. There's so much stuff that's just not tied up clean anymore. They need to revamp it and start fresh.
Right.
The history happened, just like if you read the old DC stuff, it occurred, but not with this group. I mean, it's just such cutting-edge stuff. They took such a chance, and it's paid off. Their sales are up over 500%.
Well, they've definitely made themselves relevant.
I'm just telling you, I know a bunch of people that collect, and a lot of people are leaning towards DC because it's like, wow, this is fresh. They're doing something.
Yeah, right. So
Marvel, they'll do it for a little bit, and then they'll say, hey, we've been doing this issue for 71 issues. Time to start at issue 1 again and get everyone to buy issue 1.
Right, get them started over again.
Oh, my God. How many times have they restarted a Wolverine?
Keep listening to us and call in again try to win our T-shirt, man.
Yeah, we're going to get our movie quote around 8:30, yeah. Try to call
Sounds
in.
good.
What
all right, guys.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Nick, thanks a lot.
All right, take care, Mickey.
Have a good one.
All right, and that movie quote is actually sponsored by
Jedi Knight Academy.
Jedi Knight Academy Facebook page.
Our friend.
Our friend
funny.
This whole month is going to be based on 80s flicks.
Movies.
80s flicks.
Yeah, we're going a little bit nostalgic.
Was that just decided tonight?
Sure was.
Yes,
Okay.
it was, but
We're
we
letting
figured
you
you'd
know
be
now.
okay
We're
with
letting you know now, and the public. Everybody at one time. But like I was saying before, the crossovers, I love them, but they got to stop. They got to
like
go.
them, actually.
They got to go back to the way it was in the
The whole
'80s, where they
thing's
did.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but they do it too much now. It is cool. It's a great concept, you know, but to have it out of a year's time frame come out 8 times is a bit much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's a little extreme.
Back in the '80s they would do Secret Wars, and then they did something else after that, Secret Wars 2, and it was a couple, But now it's like every other month something huge is happening, Like Marvel can't
but
be
Dave,
that
it's because of people's attention span. That's why they have everything has to be bigger and louder than 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I guess that's just the new generation and the way their mind works. I guess they say technology makes things better. I don't know.
Right. Well, sometimes it does.
Dave's against technology.
For
all you listeners that are new to the show.
Yeah.
Dave is against anything technical.
I'm old.
And that is probably why we had technical difficulties in the beginning.
This is
that was actually my fault.
Well, I would take the credit for it because whatever, but yeah, I'm one of the guys. I'm a weird half of what do they call them guys that pack up?
If Dave
stuff
had the
all time?
opportunity to be a cyborg, he wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't.
Do you think you'd be
Let's put
way
it that
better
way.
off maybe before electricity, before?
I think I would
Modern
be.
Marvel.
I was actually waiting patiently for 2012 to actually something to happen. Like I would have been ready for that.
Speaking of electricity, I have to mention this show Revolution a little bit later on that I've been watching.
Love that
I
show.
love
Isn't
that
that a
show.
good
Love
show?
that show, bro.
See, I got a couple things to mention.
Oh man, I'm all
When's
about
it come
that
out
show.
again?
The new season
Definitely this month.
start in
Yeah,
September.
right.
Yeah,
The next week or two.
I'm super
Yeah.
stoked that everything's starting again. Oh my god, I can't wait.
I know,
I'm
I
like
know.
a television junkie.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah,
I never
that's
watched
the way
that
it-
show, so
That's a good one, man.
That's a great one.
NCIS for me all the way. Can't wait for that.
I
All
watched
right, let's get back on relevant topics here, guys.
Oh god, we went
Hey.
off for 1 second. Jesus Christ.
That is relevant.
Yeah,
It is relevant to us.
People
damn
geek
it.
out for that too.
It is relevant. It's called television.
Yep.
But anyway, not to go crazy over that. But
We're gonna
yeah,
rant.
No rant. But actually, everybody should go on our webpage and make sure you sign this petition.
Oh yeah. The
Oh,
petition,
Dave,
huh?
explain what the petition is.
The petition is to not have Ben Affleck play Batman in the next Batman movie. I'm very serious.
And why do you hate
And
Batfleck?
explain where this petition is posted.
It is posted
on comicbookmovie.com.
on comicbookmovie.com.
You obviously couldn't. It's
Just so,
it's
just
a
so
White
you
House.
know out there, this is
And
this
also
is
our
Stinkfist's
website.
brainchild. This is Stinkfist's brainchild.
No,
And
but
I
this
agree with it.
there's a united front here.
Yes. And I agree.
It's a White House petition. You need 100,000 signatures.
Yes, I was getting to that. White House petition. We need 100,000 signatures so they can basically make it public, right? Like say something about it.
150 makes it public. 150 signatures makes it so that it's actually
That's it,
listed
man.
so that everybody could see it.
I'm down for
100,000 is a response from the White House. But anyway, I mean, it's sort of a
I'm
joke.
looking
Just
for
go on with it.
400,000, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Basically,
need-
everybody out there.
I need the support.
Screw Scanlon or whatever that politician, the red light, green light thing. Screw his.
Screw his
little-
great idea.
Yeah. Come sign our petition.
That's
Please.
it.
Ours is more important.
I agree.
Who cares about red light cameras?
And
Yeah,
who cares if you're getting raped
Yes.
by?
Raping is fun.
by the government.
By the
anyway,
government.
so we're gonna do movies next, or are we gonna do video games next,
I don't
gentlemen?
know. What do the people want?
I don't know.
Well, we
give us
could,
a call.
Yeah, we can talk about some movies now. I mean,
Go for
I
it,
think there's a lot of good movie stuff coming out. I mean, Riddick just came out, but I haven't seen it. But if you have, please call in, give us your opinion on it. It's 201-580-3712.
Yeah,
Yes.
let us know how it was. If it
I-
was succubus or.
I can inherently say that I won't see this movie. I saw the second movie. It was
You
a
hated
piece.
it?
It was a piece of trash. The first movie was the best
I
movie.
liked the second one. It wasn't that bad.
The second one was one of those movies you watch while you're falling asleep, and you're like, good fun. Good fun while falling asleep, you know?
I don't fall asleep during movies, and I fell asleep. That's how bad that
That's what
movie
it's meant
was.
for. That's what it's meant for, man.
Insomniacs watch the Chronicles of Riddick.
Yes,
basically.
it'll help you go to sleep. It's a great film for that. You know how some movies are just great to watch while you're going to sleep? Well, that's...
I watch Mermaids.
Yep. I fell asleep in the movie theater during Dark Knight Rises.
That's not a surprise.
That's... I mean...
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Okay, now we might get a couple angry calls.
So what else, Mike?
But also through Her name is Katie Sackhoff, I think it is.
Okay.
She's in Riddick.
Yes.
How does
And-
she get her sack off?
I have no idea, but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it.
Okay.
Really? That's horrible.
But she was also in Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
And
great show.
You know, there's some rumors going around that supposedly she said that she would love to be Ms. Marvel.
Now I wonder
in a
if they're
Ms.
going to do
Marvel movie.
in a Ms. Marvel movie, or they're
Yeah.
going to make her in the Avengers.
Well, it said a movie.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking if they're going to go in the cosmic route with the Age of Ultron,
Right. They should
she could very well make an appearance
Maybe in the third one.
in the third one, maybe the second one, or even in Guardians, real quick, because she is a cosmic.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
She is a cosmic entity, per se.
She's part of that whole. There you go, Michael. What'd you do?
Stinkfish, you there?
Yeah, more technical difficulties, guys.
Yeah, I don't know
boy.
what happened there.
Crap.
So yeah. So anyway, we were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
She could make an appearance in that. She's a cosmic character, Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not too stretch of the imagination ish. You know,
Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, there's Greg Henry.
Greg Henry.
Who's gonna play Stiltman?
And he's going to play Stiltman in Guardians of the Galaxy. But oh wait, I think we got a caller. Let's take this caller.
All right.
No, you don't have a call. He's calling the wrong number. If I answer it, it's going to cut you off.
Okay,
then
let's
don't
not
answer
answer
that.
that.
Maybe that's
Call the
what
other
that-
number.
Call the other number.
It's
Give out our number again,
201-580-3712.
Yes, sir.
1-2-1-2.
All right.
Yeah, he's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did they say
I
who
don't-
he was going to play?
I didn't see anything who he was going to be though.
Maybe he's
It was
going to be
kind
the
of
voice
like-
of somebody.
Yeah, there was something online about it. But yeah, and then also there's a RoboCop trailer coming out.
Yes.
Or it's out.
It's out. I saw it.
I didn't see it yet. You saw
It is
What was
awesome.
Like?
It's
Was
just-
it?
The picture is
It was
pretty
awesome.
cool.
It's
of his
awesome.
helmet.
But see,
Now I saw a black helmet. At
There's
first
a black
I thought
helmet
it was
with
Judge
a red,
Dredd.
like
it
looks
is.
Dreddish.
It is.
It is Judge Dredd.
No, it looks Dreddish.
No, it does look a little Dreddish, like the old
It
school
did look
Dredd.
Dreddish, yeah.
But he is. I think he was all black anyway, so he's not like the traditional silver,
Right,
old
yeah.
school.
Shining
Like they didn't
silver,
go
yeah.
old school on it. They vamped it up some,
They made him into like a Knight Rider character. It looks
kind of. But
Right.
yeah, the trailer was
Yeah,
cool.
It's like
it looks.
transformed into
Yeah, into a person.
humanoid.
It
into
looks
a
cool.
robot, yeah.
It looks cool. And I love that movie. Like the original RoboCop is,
I liked it too.
you know,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
one of my top 10 '80s flicks.
What was the name of the robot?
Ed 209.
Ed
What are you
209.
kidding me? You kidding me, bro?
That's the evil one.
That
That's
was the
the
big
one
one
that-
with
the
the
big one, yeah,
Gatling
the
gun
evil
on it. And
piece
Yeah.
of crap. Yeah, they chase us around the city.
Yeah, that's the best. Did you ever see? You guys ever watch Robot Chicken?
Yes.
Did you ever see
Occasionally.
the parody? They've done a parody about that robot, right? Where he's like a hall monitor.
Man.
It's funny, bro. It's funny. But so yeah, that trailer was sick.
Yeah,
man.
I didn't see it. I'm gonna
Yeah, I
watch
didn't
it
see
after
it
we're
either.
done here.
Yeah.
Also, there's a Star Wars casting call in New York.
That's pretty cool.
Um,
I'd love to be a Jedi.
yeah, they're trying to.
I wanna
fill
be
the
a dark
three main
Jedi.
roles in Episode 7.
Main roles, huh?
Yeah.
So you got to have some chops, and you got to be able to act.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
wouldn't
we'll
be able
see
to
where
do
that we'll see what comes out of that.
I wouldn't be able to go then.
I think what main characters do you think they're going to be?
Honestly, at this point, I haven't had the time to like read up on any of what the movie is going to be about. So I kind of don't know what any of the backstory is going to be, like what they're basing it off of.
I think they should just go like Han, Leia, and Luke, of course. I mean,
Yeah, but it would
Any
be
idea
hard.
why they're casting in New York?
no, that's just where else would you cast? You go to New York,
I don't
bro.
know.
Well, you'd go to LA too, right? Isn't it like Hollywood
LA,
all about?
but
Yeah,
that's,
I mean,
come
Wait,
on,
Mike,
LA.
I hope you just didn't read that off Craigslist.
No. But if it was, I would have told you about it because I know you love that website.
Oh, I would have been right down there.
I know. But yeah, so there's that, and then the Transformers movie. It's called Age of Extinction.
yeah.
How's that look?
Well, there's really not much on it.
No,
right now.
there's no. I don't
So-
think there's any footage on it. They're just
Yeah.
talking about actors that are going to be part of it, right?
Yeah, I didn't really see anybody's names or anything like
What's
that.
his name? The guy that Fraser.
Oh yeah,
Fraser Crane.
Fraser Crane. What the heck's his name?
I don't know.
In your opinions, which
I don't know what his real
Transformers
name
movie
is.
did you guys like the best?
Which ones?
Which Transformers movie did you like
The first
best?
one.
The first one?
The first
What
one was
about
the
you,
best
David?
because it was like.
I'm
Jaws
going to
Box.
say
That's Kelsey Grammer, by the way.
Kelsey Grammer. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's not even a movie. I personally didn't like any of them.
Yeah?
Not that I didn't like any of them. They were great movies. Michael Bay, but
Yeah.
but you know, it's
I think we have a caller, Dave. So
Do we have a
Yeah.
caller?
All right.
Stinkfist, let's take this caller.
Caller.
Hello?
Geek Blast.
Hello, you're on Geek.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, guys. Great show as always.
hey,
I was
buddy,
over
how
at the
you doing
website and I see you guys have a petition for
Yes,
Ben
yes.
Affleck.
Yes,
Yes,
we do.
what do you think of that?
Well,
It's basically
I have
the
one
Batman movie
question.
or not.
Why the blazes wouldn't you want Ben Affleck as your Batman?
Are you kidding me, bro?
As your Batman, are you? Let's go over some of his incredible highlights. I mean, there's Boiler Room, Daredevil. Does anybody remember Daredevil?
I do,
I
and,
like the
and
movie.
that was a stinker. Stink bomb.
He is fantastic.
I don't know.
A
We have different
fantastic
standards of
actor.
Movies, then.
I have to agree.
Hello?
I don't know, bud. I beg to differ.
Phantoms?
Phantoms?
He's tremendous. And
I
incidentally,
honestly can say
may
I
I
don't
say,
want him in
I was
any
at
of
Harvard
the
Square
Kevin
one
Smith
time.
movies.
This was years ago.
See, I hate him.
And I've met him in person. Wonderful human being.
Oh, I'm not
I
saying
mean,
that he's
just
not a good
tremendous.
person.
And he did things to me that I can't tell you how good they felt.
Well,
Now,
that's good.
amazing.
was
But-
his hair as suave in real life as it is?
Oh my goodness. You can't imagine his tongue.
does
it's
his
like-
hair point to the right or the left?
His tongue, he used it like toilet
He's got
paper.
hair on
but
his
it was
tongue?
a soft, downy kind.
Oh my God.
Really?
All right, so
So
But
let me
he's
ask you this.
tremendous.
So
and
then you're
Batman,
not
I
gonna
think
sign-
he'll really
you're not gonna
shine.
sign our
Because most
petition
people don't know
and
this,
tell
but
us-
Batman was a pedophile.
Well, that's not proven.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get
thought
rid
that
of
was
this
more
guy.
Superman.
No, that is proven.
I think we're gonna have to cut you off there, bud, because we're affiliated now with a pretty upstanding website, and we don't like to talk like that. You know, that's not right.
Talk like what? I was just telling you what marvelous human being I think Ben Affleck is.
He's got a good point.
So basically, you're not gonna sign my petition?
I can't imagine why. I feel we're lucky to have him. However, is it true Bryan Cranston will be Lex Luthor?
No,
That's the
that
rumor.
got shut down last week. I think that
Yeah,
rumor.
I don't think
That
that
was
that's
a rumor.
actually happening.
Wait,
That's
who's the
just-
guy?
that was
Who's the
just
Breaking
chatter.
Bad guy?
Him, Bryan
Bryan
Cranston.
Cranston.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
who
that
you're saying.
guy.
I think that was just rumor.
Is that right? So they're not actually going to have him because he's on that show Breaking Bad, and he's
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tremendous actor, but he
he's
frightens
awesome.
me.
I agree.
He is awesome.
I liked him as Malcolm's dad the best, personally.
Really?
Knock him in the middle.
I like him as Big WW, man. You know?
But hey, Vermont, thanks for calling, bro.
Yeah, man.
And,
Thank you.
keep-
It's always
You're
a pleasure,
welcome.
man. Watch out for those tongues.
yeah, hairy tongues are bad.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, personally, for me, the Transformers movie I liked the best was the actual animated movie Transformers 1985.
85.
So
Yeah.
that to me is
The music in that was great.
that was 80s. That was 80s hairband music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear everybody talk about that movie as if it's the best thing ever made.
I agree with that. You would have my vote for that, man.
And just the voices in it. You know, Optimus's voice is just
Yeah.
amazing anyway. But
And
he
they
was the
had-
same. He was Optimus in the movie, wasn't he?
Yeah,
It was the
sure.
same,
It's the same guy.
voice
Same
actor.
guy. There was a couple of other famous people in that movie. Actually, I think Don Johnson was in that movie. I also
Don
think,
Johnson.
yeah, Don Johnson from Miami Vice. I also think that dude who used to do the Micro Machines commercials, that dude that talked with us.
Yeah,
he was that character Blur.
Blur, yeah.
Yeah, which pff, that was great.
Yeah,
Like,
they don't have that character in the new stuff.
no,
Blur.
the new stuff isn't that good. The new cartoon, in my opinion, they've really made it for kids.
Yeah,
like
it's-
they dumbed it down to
Well,
where
I mean,
it's-
when it came out in the 80s, it was for kids.
yeah, but it
It
was
was for a different generation of
it was
kids.
yeah.
So kids in the
It's
80s were
stupid.
smarter than kids today. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if they're smarter. I just think, like you were saying before, their attention span is smaller.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Hey, Stinkfist, isn't it time for the movie quote?
Yeah, we got
In 1 minute, it is.
in a minute,
Oh, come on.
Well, all right, fine. All right, we'll play it now.
Jared, you seem a little too.
So
You
this-
seem a
this
little too
movie
excited
quote-
for this.
I
one.
am, because
you
you
can't
didn't
blurt
show
it
it.
out, though. All right.
I won't. Don't
You
worry.
can't
That was just
blurt
that
it
one
out.
time. That one time.
So this movie quote is brought to you by
Jedi Knight Academy.
Facebook page, and
Hysterical.
I'll give you the link to it after we're done listening to the quote.
And it's also
Hysterical.
brought to you by Mr. D'Agostino.
Mr. D'Agostino.
Yeah.
closer to me.
And if you call in and guess this correctly,
You get a
will
t-shirt.
win a Jedi Knight Academy T-shirt.
Yes.
Or a Stormtrooper Academy T-shirt.
True.
Whichever one.
True indeed. Your choice.
Women's sizes, men's sizes, whatever your delight
Kids.
is. So Vermont, if you want a woman's size, call back in and get this.
Get this quote.
Yeah,
right.
Vermont keeps trying to call in. I'm putting the kibosh on him for right now.
Yeah.
Until the quote's done, at least.
Yeah, until the quote's done. If he wants to call back after that, we'll let him. All right, so here's
Vermont guy, if you're listening, wait till after the quote and then call.
Yeah.
All right.
The number to call is 201-580-3712. Here we go.
I still talk to God sometimes. I ask him if what I'm doing is right or wrong. I'm still waiting for an answer. And until I get one, I'll be out here, waiting, watching.
Okay, that should be pretty easy because of the accent. And it is a comic book movie.
David knows, doesn't he?
I think I do. But
Okay,
I'm not
well-
sure. Can you play it again real quick, Stinkfist there, bub?
Yeah, okay.
I still talk to God sometimes. I ask him if what I'm doing is right or wrong. I'm still waiting for an answer. And until I get one, I'll be out here, waiting, watching.
Go ahead. You know what? Vermont guy's calling back. Let's just let it.
Yeah, let's see if he knows the answer.
Okay. I doubt he even heard it. I doubt he even.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Vermont guy, you're back on. Did you listen to the quote?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I guess it's not Vermont guy.
Hello?
Hello.
It's not Vermont
You're
guy.
on, you're on
Hello, this
Kmdt.
is Batman.
Hello?
Hello, this is Batman.
Hi, Batman. Do you know
I let him go. Hold on.
Sounds just like you.
Do you know
Hi, I know the answer to the question.
Oh, you do? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a Punisher.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what, dude? I got to make sure I take down your phone number here. I'm going to call you back after the show to make sure I get all your information. Okay?
Okay.
And you're
What's
going
your
to.
name? What's your name and where you calling from?
What's your name and where you're calling from? That's what he asked you.
My name's Bill. I'm calling from Absecon, New Jersey.
Okay, where you listening to us, Bill?
What? I'm sorry?
What site you listening to us on?
On your Corrosive Radio.
Oh, okay, cool.
sweet.
Cool.
Awesome, dude.
All right, so
And how come when you try to vote, it kicks you off the radio?
when you try to vote, where? For the
It's like the Sentinel question.
that I don't know. But that's good. That's good to know, and I'll get on that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, you know what? It kicks you off the radio because it directs you to the poll. That's why.
Okay.
That's why.
Normally you could just like click it and stay on.
Nah. You got
it's okay.
You got to hit back.
Yeah,
All
sorry
right.
about that.
All right, so I'm gonna call you back after the show.
We're gonna give you a call back after the show, and we'll get all your information. We'll get you that T-shirt sent out. And
All right. Sound good, guys.
All right, take care, man.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
So, wait, Stinkfist, was that the Vermont guy?
No.
No, Vermont guy was calling us Batman.
He was Batman.
He was
real
Batman.
quick.
He was trying to. It's Batman.
I didn't even hear it hang up as one call.
That's it, because you know what? I saw another caller, and I'm like, let's take a real caller.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Which is much better.
Wow, he nailed that pretty quick.
He was on it, dude.
Did you know it did?
That's where I was leaning to. It was either going to be that or it was going to be another. I maybe was thinking Nick Fury.
Okay.
No, you know what? That Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren is not anywhere near as bad as people say it is.
I would have to say.
Hey, it compares to the newer ones.
I agree with that. I mean,
It's just as good as the newer ones?
Yeah.
I like
Or just as bad.
Personally, I wasn't a big fan of the first one because
Besides when he fought that big French guy with the striped shirt, that was pretty.
that
cool.
was cool. But at the same time,
Gay at the same time.
Yeah, but for me, at the same time, like I always say, I'm a big you need to stick to the source material
Right.
situation,
Which he did not.
and he was like, not that he didn't fight there ever, and I'm pretty sure he's been there. Somebody could probably call up, prove me wrong that the Punisher's never been in Florida or anything like that. But like, if you're gonna tell his origin story and all that stuff, it all should take place in New York City. Like that's where Marvel takes place.
Right. Yeah.
Why did they do that? I'll never know. The second movie, though, well, not
The second one was just
movie
ridiculous.
technically. Third
Yeah,
movie
third-
technically, but Warzone, much better movie.
Yeah, it was bad.
What?
Much better movie than
What?
the first one, in my opinion.
Wow.
It was
It's
bloodier.
more about it's more character driven.
Yeah.
He's more like the Punisher
It
of
was
the books.
Punisher.
It was.
Now,
It
the guy
was.
who played the actor was that big dude. What the heck is his name? What's that actor's name? The the big guy Titus from Rome. Was that the guy?
Yes, I think that's who it was.
From the show Rome, right?
Yes.
Big dude.
I don't know.
He's also in Dexter.
Yes, Mike's going to find out what his name is for us here in a second.
now.
But yeah, Stinkfist. I would say I like Warzone better than I like the first one.
I just thought it was over the top goofiness. That's what I thought.
Well, I don't think he's a great actor. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that the movie, action, the story, all fall into line for me with what the character is in the book.
It does.
So that's kind of somewhat my criteria, I guess, when I'm looking at these comic book movies, and why I'm so opinionated about some of them and some of them I'm not. Like some of them, because the differences make it kind of somewhat cool if you're looking at it from that point of view.
Right.
Like the first 3 Spider-Man movies were good for what they were.
Yeah.
They were telling the story of the ultimate Spider-Man, not really Spider-Man from what I would know, which is the classic 1616 Marvel Universe. You know, more
Spider-Man's original first enemy was Lizard, right?
Spider-Man's original first enemy?
Villain. Well, who was it? Was
Green
it Lizard?
Goblin, no?
Oh man.
So if it was
You
Green
guys are
Goblin
killing me
in the
right
first
now.
movie,
Well, I mean, that's a good question to pose to the callers, and it looks like we have one.
You know.
Anybody?
We have one?
We have one.
All right, let's let him go. Caller.
Hello?
Geek Blast.
You're on Geek Blast.
Do you know?
Hey, how's it going? I was actually the guy who won the shirt. I was just calling about. I'm a pretty big Punisher enthusiast. That's why I got it so fast. But what's with Dave and Warzone? Come on, man.
I liked it better than the first one. That's
And,
just
that Ray Stevenson.
But Dolph Lundgren, man.
Oh no, I love Dolph Lundgren, and that '80s movie was good for what it was, but I don't necessarily know that it does the character justice. I mean,
The thing is, though, you got to look. Who's going to win in a fight?
What?
Come on, it's Dolph Lundgren.
I agree with that. He could take out probably both Punishers at the same time, just himself. I would agree with that statement 100%. But
Yeah, and I got one other question. How come when it says Toombs' names, they make fun of him and say, "Who the hell cares?"
I don't know. That's a great question.
You know, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that is a self-deprecating intro. It's my way. By the way, I do all the work here.
Okay, the stinky fist, right?
That was a good point because I got pretty pissed about that.
Yeah, and it's my way of motivating them to actually get something done. By the way, Toombs, how's the new intro coming?
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it done. That's all I gotta say.
Although he did give a great review. I like the video game review.
Oh yeah, the Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
Toombs is our video game guy, man. There's nobody I know that I would send him to the store with my money and say, just get me a good game. And I know
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I do.
Seriously. And I don't trust people with my money.
Also, I logged on a little late. Whatever happened with the? You guys had a challenge with I think it was Dave's girlfriend, and the fighting game. Who won?
We haven't gotten to that one yet, man. We got to set that one up for like maybe.
Now she's a video game player. I mean, is she still a good-looking girl, or what's going on there?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you get her on mic?
And it's.
Oh, she there?
Yeah.
I didn't think there'd be a girl on this show.
Yeah. Go get Medium on mic, will you?
We've had callers that are women too.
Yeah. Girls play games, bro.
Believe it or not.
Well, anyway, it's a good show, guys. I like it. I hope I hear more.
All right.
Oh, thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks again.
Take care.
And we're gonna call you back and give you the information.
All right, sounds good,
Get
guys.
information so you get your T-shirt.
All right. Take care.
All
right, bye.
All right. So we're trying to figure out who the original villain for Spider-Man is.
Yeah, if you know who Spider-Man's original villain was, give us a call. It's 280-58... No, I'm sorry.
580.
It's 201-580-3712.
And we might have an answer here. Hold on. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, guys, when you get a chance, go on to YouTube and type in Thomas Jane Dirty Laundry.
No, I saw that. I saw it.
He did about a 10-minute thing. Thomas Jane is campaigning hard to do a new Punisher movie, but he wants creative control. I don't know they'll ever give it up to him. But
and that was
that 10-minute thing he did with Ron Perlman is some of the best stuff I've seen with Punisher.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Perlman's amazing.
Yeah, that would be a great movie going that way. And Warzone's probably the worst Punisher movie ever made.
Thank you.
That movie was so bad with Ray Stevens it makes Dolph Lundgren look like a good actor.
Mickey,
Have a good one.
Yeah, no, Mickey, you don't know who Spider-Man's original villain was, do you?
Sure he does.
Oh, God. Who the hell was the original villain? Oh, that movie was so bad, I don't remember.
No, not the movie.
Not the movie.
In the comic.
Oh, what?
The comic
In the
book.
comic book?
Yeah.
Well, Jigsaw was his big arch enemy.
Spider-Man, not Punisher.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Oh, it's on Spider-Man?
Who's the villain?
Yeah, who's the villain?
In his very first comic.
The very first film.
Okay.
Well, it was Green Goblin. It was the guy from Platoon.
Not
Behringer.
Yeah. No, you're not following us, Mickey. We're asking what was Spider-Man's first villain in the comic book?
Oh, in the comic books. First
Yes.
one he fought was Spider-Man 2. Was probably Vulture was in issue 2.
Issue 2.
Issue 2.
Issue 2. After I guess it's like 3 or 4, he fought Doc Ock.
It's just an introduction.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Green Goblin didn't come in until issue 14.
Right. It was just like a regular bad guy, right? Like a regular criminal.
Yeah, well, yeah. The first thing, if you go to Amazing Fantasy, his first big thing, he was fighting the guy that killed his Uncle Ben. It was just a crook.
Right,
yeah.
If you go to Amazing Fantasy, the first book.
Yeah.
Vulture.
And then in issue 1, I know issue 2 is the Vulture.
That's pretty cool, man. I never would have thought it would be Vulture.
All right, Mickey, we're going to let you go. You answered our question.
Okay, have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well,
everybody disagrees with me, which isn't something.
Which is not uncommon.
Which is not uncommon. I'm used to that. It's fine. I still love my callers and everybody that's listening, so it doesn't matter.
Of course, my horse.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna get into some games now, right?
Some games. Yeah, a little something for y'all.
It's a little odd that dude he knew it right away, man. So
yeah, he did. He was on point, man. He was on
crazy.
point.
Hey, man.
You know, like I said,
callers.
I said that was going to be an easy one if you could recognize the accent.
Yes, you did. But we do have some small callers, so.
Yeah.
So what games we got coming out
actually,
now?
first and foremost, I must tell you, Xbox One has a release date finally.
Oh,
Yoo-hoo!
what's it going to be?
It's going to be 11/22. So it's going to be a week after PS4.
It's going to be like 5 days.
A week.
Do they have a price on it, Toombs?
Before
What's
my
that?
birthday.
Do they have a price on it yet?
Yes, $4.99 because it comes with a freaking Kinect.
And there's no way to not
Kinect
get
is
it
part-
with the Kinect.
Not as of now. The Kinect is so integrated with the system.
No, I think they just backtracked on that today. I read something on Yahoo News that suggested that they were backtracking on that.
So they may have a $3.99 bundle to match the PS4.
Yeah, okay.
That would be awesome.
Now,
That would be awesome. But the release date is definitely a week after PS4, 11/22. PS4 is 11/15.
Okay, and that's all obviously the month before the holiday season,
Before Black Friday.
and all that stuff. So
they were talking about the one who gets in, the week before. Will they have an advantage or not?
Right.
I don't think so. I mean, if you want an Xbox, you're going to wait a week.
Sure.
You know what
sure.
I mean?
Commissioner's calling.
It's preference. Yeah, the bat phone's ringing.
The bat phone's
Yeah,
ringing.
bad phone again.
But
if
Gordon, we'll get back to you. Well, my quick question is this, real quick. So you're saying that the Kinect is so integrated into the system. So
really
obviously the Kinect for the original Xbox then wouldn't, or for the 360, I'm saying, wouldn't be compatible then if you have it.
This is technically Kinect 2.
Okay.
Okay.
So then
It's
whatever
different.
Kinect stuff that you have isn't going to be
compatible
with.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's a kick to the face for
that
a lot
is a
of
kick
Xbox
to the face.
owners.
Yeah.
I know. Xbox 360 is looking like no shape or form going to be related to Xbox One. You know what I mean? Completely. Besides Xbox Live. You know what I mean, your gamer profile, everything else was changed.
Sure. Well, just like what they did between regular Xbox and the 360. Like, it's
Basically,
a huge thing.
But from what they're talking about now, unless they go back on this, also, Xbox One isn't going to be backwards compatible with the games either. Also, Xbox 360, a big reason why, is going to be heavily fortified for the next 3 years. They're going to be, they're going to support it heavily. For the next 3 years, so.
Yeah.
That's why, and also another reason why they're keeping them separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of beat, though.
It is, but it isn't. I mean, it's so people won't, a million people won't trade in their 360s to get an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But you would think that that's what they would want. I mean,
Maybe they still want to sell
more
360s because they're still the number one seller out there.
Wait, Toombs, you're saying that they're only going to support 360 for 3 years after this November?
Yes.
That's not a long time.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
It's not a long time at all. I
don't think so.
Not for Xbox users.
Yeah,
They want to be supported
if you look
forever.
at PS2,
I do.
PS2 was supported for 6-7 years after. Yeah, so if you compare it to PS2, but PS2 was really an insane amount of longevity.
So what was the
there.
actual release date again for the Xbox?
2005 November.
2005?
Yep. For Xbox 360.
2015?
No, he said Xbox One. He wants to know the
Xbox
date for
One.
Xbox
One is this year.
This year.
November this year. November
this year.
22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
So 4 days later is the most important day. Anybody know what that is?
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
this
gee, it
kid's
couldn't
birthday.
be Michael's birthday.
Well,
what do you
know
think
what I'm
you're
getting.
We were wrong.
What?
We were wrong?
Okay.
Wrong about what?
About what?
Spider-Man's first enemy was the chameleon.
Ah.
Okay.
The chameleon, ladies and gentlemen.
That sounds
He's like somewhat of a, I don't want to say he's a shapeshifter or nothing,
kinda
but
like
he's like the
Silverman.
master of disguise.
But if
So wait, Mickey was wrong?
He would just he just
gave us
retexted
the
me
answer.
and said
he's the one who
I was
retexted.
wrong. Yeah. He doesn't like to be wrong.
Yeah.
So actually, but if anybody has a opinion on which system you're gonna actually get, because they're both coming out practically the same time, which system you're gonna get and why, please let me know. 201-580-3712.
Yeah.
I'd love to know why. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, because I gotta get them both. I gotta get them both for the exclusive.
All right,
Yeah.
Toombs, did you review Splinter Cell for me?
No. No. I'm backed up, bro. I'm backed up. There's
Splinter Cell
about
is
four.
a shooter game.
There's about four. Yeah. There's about four other games I want to play before that. Honestly.
Okay.
But I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Eventually.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be out for like 3 months, but
I mean,
a lot of games, so little time,
Yeah.
But
I would think it looks good, Bren.
it does. It does.
In my
But,
opinion, it would be worth it just to pick it up if you like the series to begin
yeah,
with.
if you like the other ones, you'll like this one. There's
that's-
not much difference, in the gameplay or anything like that. You know what I mean? But,
And are you talking from experience, or are you just looking at things
Experience.
and speculating?
I've played the other ones. Experience.
Okay. No, experience with the new game, I'm saying. All right, never mind. Move on.
From what critics are saying about the new one, it's more the same.
So the critics say it.
The critics say.
There you
yes.
go.
Yeah.
I read up on all reviews.
There's your review.
Yeah.
Re-review.
I'll give you a review from another review. There you go. But okay, I'm also going to talk about Diablo 3 because I'm a big fan of the Diablo series. It just came out this week. It's now on consoles finally. I'm probably going to pick it up maybe tonight from Walmart because they're open late, and my home will become hell for at least a week. So if you see
Is
me
that where
looking
is that where
evil-
you get your games free from?
Hey, that's confidential. That is confidential. I'm not going to tell you where I get those from, but anyway, yeah. So if you see me looking evil for the next week,
So next week,
satanic, it's
Tomb's
because
gonna
I'm
have-
playing Diablo 3.
Tomb's
yeah.
going to have horns coming out of his head next week. We'll have to post a picture
Yeah.
Yeah, my eyes will be glowing,
with his Jedi Knight Academy
I
shirt.
played the second one, and
which was phenomenal, but it was so long in between the two.
Yes, I
the
agree, but
releases.
it's just a great game.
I
And
can't
It is,
even
it
comment.
is.
I never even played the first one.
yeah,
It's fun, man.
yeah.
It's fun. It's dungeon crawling at its finest.
Yeah.
And is it a top view? You said something like that.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
top
it's
view. Like we were saying, kind of very Bouldur's Gate.
Bouldur's
They're
Gate.
made by the same people, Blizzard.
I played
Blizzard,
Baldur's
yeah.
Gate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
a lot
plays
like that.
Sort of like that.
And
Sort
it
of
was
like that.
1 and 2 for 1, 2, and 3 PC originally, right?
With the Baldur's Gates?
No, Diablo.
1, 2, and 3, yes.
Yes,
all
for
PC.
all for PC, and then they just released it
Diablo 3
for
on consoles.
on
Yep.
just a PS3, I think, because it's
No,
not.
Xbox 360
It's
too.
available for 3. Oh,
Yes, it is, sir.
I know what I
Like
gotta
you're
buy.
getting-
Yeah, I'm
But,
buying that too, man.
Most importantly,
Sheesh.
the control scheme has been fitted for console usage. Basically, all you got to do is hold the right trigger down, aim the directional pad in the direction of your enemy, and by the power of Grayskull, just let it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let it ride.
It also they've incorporated a roll, basically an escape roll. You know what I mean? In the console versions, which, from what I hear, wasn't on the PC version. So if you could clarify that for me, let me know. But
201-580-3712.
drag and drop handlings are gone, obviously, because that's gone with PC. That's basically where you could drag a, say you want to equip a chest plate, you know what I mean, for armor. You drag it with the mouse, drop it right on your character. You know what I mean? That, you can't really do that with a 360 controller, so now there's a more inventory-esque, type situation dealing with
So
that.
very like a mini map situation where you're gonna.
You go into a different screen.
You go into a little different mini map,
Yeah,
and it'll be
yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna attack this character with this thing, and then when you click out of that, you do it basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
pretty sweet.
But graphically and play-wise, it seems to be pretty much intact.
Yeah.
Console-wise.
It looked really well. Some of the trailers that I saw. So. And then the commercial is just hysterical.
Yeah.
You see the commercial with the kid? He walks in the house and he hears like sexual activity. And he looks on the stairs and he sees all these clothes going up the stairs. He walks upstairs. He hears craziness going on in his bedroom. He walks in. And there's his girlfriend sitting on a couch looking like some slave princess or something.
Yeah, that's basically what's going to happen to me. I'm going to be a slave princess.
It was him and it was her friend and like her boyfriend or whatever. And she was like, yeah, jump on in, honey. I got a foursome going on. And then they like show the whole preview, and then they switch back to the kid, and he's like, I guess I'm going to put my pants back on because he realizes that they're playing. I just thought it was funny.
Senor. But I will have a review on that next week.
Speaking of slave princesses, I just seen this is totally off topic, but I just seen the roast of Roseanne, and Carrie Fisher is actually a roaster.
Oh, yeah. That was
because Roseanne doesn't have any friends, obviously.
Hilarious.
They got to get random people. Also, there is a huge ordeal right now that video games may be great for infant development. The baby must be placed within an inch from the screen and remain deathly still for no less than 4 hours. But it is proven later in life that your offspring will be much more aggressive.
Aggressive?
You know what I mean? Just aggressive. Yeah.
So,
no, I'm kidding. I was
about to say, 'cause that sounds bad for a baby real quick.
No, seriously, gaming may be good for the elderly and rejuvenating their neurological brain.
Making neurological connections?
Yes, like for instance...
like Alzheimer's patients would be good for them to play so they can remember?
Yes. One test has an elderly man over 80 swerving around cars and picking out traffic signs. So basically, we're sick of the dangers of elderly driving. So with this finding, we're hoping the old ones won't know the difference between a video game and the real world.
Oh, that's a great thing.
That's how I look at it. But
so what, they think they can have an extra man in real life too, then, and then blast?
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't really matter if you hit the car in real life.
Exactly. But think about it. Why would they choose that? Why would they choose that as the video game? Driving, swerving around vehicles, picking out traffic signs.
I know exactly why they would choose. Just drive down Route 17 and you'll figure it out.
Amen to that. So
that's hysterical.
But it's proving this man over 80 was developing better reflexes with his neurological
connections.
That's crazy.
Maybe I made his brain fire off.
So, old people out there, I doubt you're listening, but if you are, play video games, man. Do it now.
Yeah.
Jump in some GTA, preferably. Be a better driver.
I wouldn't say GTA is a good game for them to play. Then
where else you get swerve around pedestrians and either that or Saints Row.
Or hit them.
Or Saints Row.
Saints Row, you throw aliens in the mix.
Well, either that or just get a real race game like Gran Turismo or something like that, where you're actually, learn how to drive better.
But in Gran Turismo, it's just a straight track. There's
no, it ain't a straight track.
They need those obstacles.
Track, bro. But
yeah, they need obstacles.
I do see what you're saying, the real world aspect of Grand.
So they know when they hit that pedestrian, he's really going to go flying 100 feet in real life.
I don't think any elderly person is going to play Grand Theft Auto, first off, because it's
too violent.
It's too violent for them.
Nah, well, you never
know.
So
is the real world.
You never know. They could be like a World War II vet where they're used to that.
But when you get to that age, I think you get into this bubble. And you just kind of like, just stay in a bubble. And, that's why they just can't drive right.
True. It is true. I wanted to mention the show because we're all fans here of Revolution.
Yes.
Not me.
You don't like it?
Did you ever watch it?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, it's an Abrams. Abrams does it. J.J. Abrams is the writer, man.
Okay, what's it about?
Okay, electric is somehow transferred into these 12 devices. It's gone. You know what I mean? There is no electricity. The world goes into this post-apocalyptic,
blackout.
Madness. Yeah, blackout.
Okay.
But all the electric is within these little devices that are spread all over the world.
They're like pendants.
And they can be either used for evil or good. You know what I mean? And the evil organization called the militia is trying to gather all of them so they have power.
And nobody during this post-apocalyptic world figures out they can just hook up a like a wheel inside of a waterfall and start generating electricity again.
Instantly, the electric can't be produced.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think they haven't explained why.
All right. Well,
but I think these devices take the electric.
I'm going to ask a question because obviously we watched the same thing and came away with two totally separate views of this whole entire show.
Really?
I have, yes.
What was your?
Do you have you watched both seasons?
Yes.
No, the second season hasn't started yet.
No, it's the third season. Second season's over.
Second season's over.
Yeah.
Am I nuts?
You're
Yes,
crazy.
then
Okay,
you-
so I'm that far behind?
All right, so
Yes.
you only watched, what, season 1 then?
That's it, man.
Okay.
I didn't think there was a season 2.
All right,
Oh, yeah,
well, then I'm
season
not
2
going to
is-
say anything.
Yeah, we can't even.
I
say
can't
anything
even.
now.
I can't really even
Wow.
comment on this show.
No,
then,
do it.
because
So obviously
find
a
out
lot
if you-
changes from season 1?
oh yeah,
People, I just got into this show. All right, so I didn't know there was a season 2. Wow, I feel stupid.
don't feel stupid. Now you know, and no one's
But it's a
half
good
about it.
show, and I'm excited about it.
G.I.
That's,
Joe!
you know, that's why I wanted to talk about it.
I'm going to say this, right?
I want to talk about a new show called The X-Files.
Shut up. I love that show. By
Well,
the
there
way.
is one more show that we're going to touch on beforehand, but yeah. So finish that.
So it is a traditional Abrams show. All right.
Okay.
So season 1, he hooks you. Season 2, he goes left.
Yeah.
I
Far
heard.
left.
Okay.
I heard that he went left, but I thought they met in the first season.
No,
But I didn't
second
feel
season.
that. I
He
didn't
goes.
feel
He
that.
goes left. Season 2.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. So that's
a lot
what
of
we're talking
lot of craziness happens.
A lot of people
Okay.
die.
A lot of people die.
Is it good or bad?
It's
good for some,
It's
bad
super
for
great.
others.
Super great. Okay.
And to answer Brendan's question, there-
Do we got a caller?
Yeah, go ahead, answer my question, then we'll get to the caller.
to answer your question, there are certain parts of the country now, mind you, and the world. All right, when the power goes out initially, there's obviously mass chaos, right? A lot of they in the show they really haven't touched on what's happening in the other parts of the world, only really focusing on what
America.
is happening in America.
Yeah.
And America's split up into like 7 or 8 different factions. They have the militia, who is what the show somewhat is revolving around, and the rebellion,
Right.
which are considered the Americans. They are all traditionalists and want to bring America
They're
back.
freedom
Yeah,
flaggers.
freedom fraggers. You know what I mean? Which is cool. Then you have certain areas of the country,
Georgia is
like
its
Georgia
own
is its
state.
own entity. It's
Yeah.
got its
Right.
well, it's not more than just a
But
state
it's
now.
not-
It's like a
it's- yeah, it's
territory
huge now.
because the way that the situation was set up, that different areas have formed, and it's like now it's all that type of infighting. There's no one uniform government anymore, nothing like that. It's all different factions,
Awesome.
basically fighting for land. So in certain areas there is power. In certain areas there isn't power. Like
Right.
in Georgia, they have cars. They figured out how to get
Okay, that-
power
I mean,
back
that
to a
answers
certain extent.
That answers
you know what
my
I mean?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All right.
somewhat. I mean, certain parts of the country are in better areas than
Yeah.
other.
So,
countries, parts of
certain
the
people know how to, take a potato and make a light bulb work.
country. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I wanted. You want to get to the caller?
Yeah. Let's get to the
Yeah,
call.
let's get to the caller.
Hey, Dave, there weren't 2 seasons. It was the first season. They split it into 2 parts like they do Walking Dead.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So that's
they
what it
did.
was. Did
That's
you,
why you're
all right.
confused.
That's why.
That's
All right, later.
The mid-season
Thanks, bro.
finale, and then there was the season finale.
Okay, so I am caught up.
So
Yeah.
did you watch the whole
No,
first
you're not
season?
caught
then?
up though, because there's still a whole second season.
But I think it was all mixed together on Netflix.
No.
Oh, maybe on Netflix.
On
I'm not
Netflix,
sure.
yeah, I didn't
Because there
see it
was
on
an
Netflix.
overabundance of episodes.
Then yeah, you probably did see the whole
Okay,
thing.
I thought I was going crazy.
So then you know that the guy that it's the government is who did this.
yeah.
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 All right.
The government is who did it for whatever
But you
reason they
didn't
did
take
it. For.
out
They
of
haven't
the
revealed that yet.
units, the 12 little things.
Oh yeah, them little power things are important, but at the same time, I don't think that they generate power. They give it's nanites.
Yeah, it's like a little
Right.
technology.
It's a technology that is holding the power back. And what that little thing does is it basically makes them irrelevant. Them nanites. That's what's in the atmosphere right now.
Right.
That's why power can't get in. That's why we
can't be
can't get to
produced.
satellites. That's why they're blocking also partially the sun's rays to an
Right,
extent.
right.
You know what I mean? So it's very technical. It's very Abrams. It's very cool.
It is cool.
I mean,
It's a good show. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. You can
channel
see it on Netflix.
Yes, sir.
And it's
That's
on
where I've been
Channel
watching
4.
it. I'm a new
That's
fan. I just started.
NBC. I
One
think.
last show I want to touch
NBC.
on is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's going to be coming out.
Coulson's alive, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. Colson, he's back.
Coulson is
He's
alive.
back,
yeah.
but he's probably like some kind of
I'm
double
gonna say
or
he-
clone or something.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say he's probably a clone or a classic.
You
bot.
gotta ask in the Avengers. Maybe they just used him to get them together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe he really didn't die, and they just said,
Well, yeah,
Fury just said that.
Loki could have him somewhere. That's very true.
No, you
And
know what?
also
But there,
about the cards, the being on his person,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
blood-stained
so
trading
you could
cards.
have
there's been
could have survived with Caps.
there was rumors going around, and I don't know if they got shot down or not, but that Coulson dying in the Avengers would equal Vision in another movie later. That Coulson would become Vision.
That's not really a bad idea.
Now, I don't know if that got shot down or not.
But it probably did, just for the simple reason is like what I was saying last couple episodes ago about
Vision's a robot, though, isn't he? Right?
Vision's an android.
Yeah, well, Vision. I mean, Vision was originally created by Ultron, wasn't he?
Correct. Yes, that's what I was just going to say.
Jesus, Ant-Man creates Ultron. Ultron creates Vision. Vision creates.
There's a whole lot of life going on. In the
No,
Marvel
Vision
universe.
creates Jaska.
Oh Jesus! I was joking. Vision really created somebody.
He created a companion robot, Jaska, who has the mentality.
Who did Jaska create?
Jaska didn't create nobody.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously.
Jaska created Jaska.
She could have. I don't think so. But basically, Jaska is Wasp, the female Wasp, who's now dead in the Marvel Universe. Ant-Man's wife.
Okay.
That's who her conscience was when she was somewhere.
So what was Ant-Man like? Ooh, I like your creation. I'll take yours.
Yeah, well,
because
it was weird.
Created
Yeah.
that one, and he was like, "Ooh, that's nice."
That looks good.
Well, Jaska fell in love with,
I
with
couldn't
Hank
create that
Pym.
one. What?
Jaska fell in love with Hank Pym, not with Vision.
Oh, okay.
So it did kind of turn into that weird triangle thing.
Weird,
yeah.
Well,
Man,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposed to come out September 24th at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm going to be
on
DVRing
ABC,
that.
ABC, I think it is,
ABC,
right?
yeah.
And, yeah, so that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, I
can't wait. I mean...
Now, but let me ask you, though, does that show make any sense over, say, the Hulk show that Guillermo del Toro was working on?
I didn't.
Do you think there's enough people that know who S.H.I.E.L.D. is to be excited about that show?
Yeah,
I think now, yes, because of Avengers,
Yeah,
but
before Iron Man.
Okay.
Iron Man, they really just showed their head in Iron Man, really.
Yeah, they kind of did show their face in the first Iron Man movie more than anything else, but
you got to remember, Avengers is the #1 grossing film of all time. So
yeah, but even still, I mean, people went to see Avengers for Hulk, Thor, Cap, and
superheroes,
and Iron Man.
Hear about Shield in it.
Yeah, I mean, Shield is just like it's like static in the background. Like, oh yeah, Shield.
It is, but it's still.
It is to certain people. But for me, who've always been a huge Nick Fury fan, like I love. I mean, that's one of the books that I'm still on the hunt for. Like, that's one of my ultimate comic book goals is to complete a Nick Fury collection. You know, which. You know, he's a huge part of S.H.I.E.L.D. in itself. So for me, I don't know how they're going to go around him not being in this television show. Because as far as I know, Sam Jackson's not in. Yeah, they didn't involve him in the show.
Oh wait a minute. You mean it wasn't Sam Jackson's choice not to be involved? It was.
They didn't even confront him about it.
I don't know.
From
what I heard, I think they didn't even come to him. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. I've got a really bad feeling about the show now. Really bad.
Well, it's Marvel's first TV series.
No, it's not.
Well, on the Avengers.
Under Marvel Entertainment, it's probably their first TV series.
It's its first. It's its first
live action, not cartoon. I mean
live action.
Well, I mean
after the purchase by Disney, you can say that because that's what it is.
Did they put out
Blade? Didn't they put out Blade?
That wasn't a TV show. That was a movie.
No, Blade. They had a TV show.
TV show that
was Sticky Fingers.
Yeah, Sticky Fingers played Blade. That was the one that was on for Spike. That was owned. Marvel did that. Marvel did that. Marvel did that itself, though, prior to even being bought by Disney. That was before. That was maybe 2 years ago. So they were
still Marvel as an entity.
Yes. Yeah, and that was after they formed Marvel, the Marvel Movie House.
Okay.
Because they couldn't have done it up to that point.
Right, absolutely. Now that show was what, one season, pretty crappy from what I.
One season. It would depend on your idea of crappy. I liked it.
Did you like it?
I'm a
Maybe
huge.
I'll give it a whirl.
I like Blade. I've been a huge Blade fan. I am a classic vampire guy too. I like the whole vampire thing, except for like that really crappy crap. Don't even mention it right now.
Lost Boys?
No, love that.
Love Lost Boys. Lost Boys is my.
You mean you don't like vampires that glitter?
Yeah, I'm not talking about glitter pyres. Yeah,
glitter pies.
No, not them.
Why don't you tell the world how you're a huge Twilight fan, Dave?
That's what. That's why.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I hate that crap.
I'll stab you.
He couldn't even think of the word.
I couldn't even think of the name. That's why I hate it. That's how much hate I have.
On the inside, I was in Dave's bedroom. On the inside of his closet, there is a giant picture of Edward hanging there.
Yeah, with knives in it, maybe.
Bullseyes.
Bullseyes, yeah.
But yeah, so it's about time to wrap it up, I guess, guys. It's
Thank
9
you to
o'clock.
everybody.
Yeah,
And,
it's a little
9
after 9,
after
but
9.
you know, hey.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
We're
Tune in
gonna
next
see you guys
week.
next week, hopefully with a different intro.
And more witty banter.
Witty banter.
Yeah, witty
And,
banter. Yeah, we have a lot of that.
All right, peoples.
All right, have a good one.
See you next week.
Signing out.
Yep.
Zip it up. Zip it out.
I'm Lord Vader and I get respect. Your planet and your life is what I expect. Cape on my back, cable box on my chest, leather pants on my death, my oil on my breath. You'll be jealous of my boots, jealous of my gloves, jealous of my belt with my blinking lights. I'm the Dark Lord with the power to dismiss two people's skills like the Bantha piss. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. It's the Emperor coming through the door. Ready to make an entrance, so back on up. I'm about to blow some planets up. Ha 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 ha, yeah, you know I